Welcome. So now, as we finished configuring the BGP pfSense, we'll do the same for the top, left, and right pfSenses. I will start by accessing the console, and we'll start with the left pfSense. So we'll start the VNC, and the port is 5900. I will go to set interface IP addresses, and I will choose the WAN interface, and I don't want the HCP, and my IP address, as I wrote it down here, will be 192.168.0.200. So 192.168.0.200/24. Okay, so now I have the WAN interface configured. I can go ahead to the web browser and try to log into that interface. However, I need to deactivate the pfSense firewall or pfctl-d because I'm not logging to the pfSense using the LAN interface. So I disabled it and I should be logged in any minute. Okay. Default password admin pfSense. We'll go again through the initial setup, and this pfSense is left. DNS server is the Google DNS. And this is the fan interface. I will just uncheck block Bogo networks and RFC. Hit next. I will choose my own password. For the simplicity, I will use pfSense1 and pfSense1. Let me reload. And now I can go ahead and modify the firewall, but I'll have to deactivate the firewall. So let's give it a few moments. Okay, let's go to rules, WAN, and I will add an unrestricted rule here. I'm gonna hit apply changes, and I will not do the following the rest of the steps, because frankly I don't need to do this. You should complete the initial setup when you would use your pfSense in the actual production environment. But for the simplicity, I will not continue configuring the rest of the settings. So I didn't mention that you should be able to configure the interface from the CLI or from the GUI. To configure it from the GUI, just add the IPv4 address and netmask, and you're ready to go. Also, let me just go to routing, and let's add the default gateway. Name it home gateway 192.168.0.1. Note that I am using 192.168.0.1 as it is my home router address, and if we take a look at our setup, the BGP pfSense is configured as a bridge, so the traffic will freely pass on it and go to the cloud. or to my server interface, which is after that connected to the router. Okay, deactivate the firewall, and I should be able to save. And after that, I just go ahead and reboot the pfSense. Normal reboot, and we can move to the next pfSense. And the next pfSense will be the top pfSense, which have the port of 5902. So 5902, we'll go and set interface's IP address. We'll choose the WAN interface, no, and the top pfSense have the IP address of 192.168.0.202. 192.168.0.202/24. I'll go to the shell and pfctl-d, and let's go ahead and log into the second pfSense 202. Okay, the first thing that we'll do is perform the initial setup. So admin pfSense1, no, admin and pfSense, the default passwords. It is called top DNS servers. Next, we have the WAN interface configured. Just uncheck this. And reload. Meanwhile, I will deactivate the firewall, go to rules, and add the rule for the WAN, which will be an unrestricted rule. Anytime you make changes to the configuration, the firewall will be activated, so you'll have to deactivate it every time. Okay, let's go to general setup, and you need to use the remote DNS, don't use the local ones. And basically we are ready with this pfSense 2. I just will go ahead and reboot it. Normal reboot, so we don't have to add the rule each time. This one should be already up, but it is not up already. Let me check if I go to 59. Yeah, it is up. And let me check again the pfctl to be deactivated, and it is not accessible yet. Okay, we'll try to ping it. And the ping is working, but the HTTPS is not yet active. What we can do is go here and we'll type 11 to restart the web configurator. Still nothing. Let's pfctl-d again. And it looks like that we'll have to reboot it, or another thing happened. Maybe my router just gave this address to another device while it was rebooting. Let's check the 202. Yeah, the 202 will work. So admin pfsense 1. And this one should work normally. Let me go ahead and reboot the 200 pfSense. Just type here reboot and it will reboot. Now let's till the left pfSense is rebooting. Let's go to the right pfSense, and the right pfSense have the port 5901. So 5901. I'll go ahead and set interfaces IP, and I will set it for WAN. No, 192.168.0.201, I think it was. Yeah, for the right it was 201/24. Okay, I can go to shell pfctl-d, and let me try to log in. 192.168.0.201. I can log in. Let me disable the firewall. Admin, default password, pfSense. And let me perform the initial setup. This is the right pfSense. DNS server is this one and this one. This is the WAN interface which we already configured. The LAN interface, will leave it like that for now. And that should be it. Quickly go to rules, WAN, port any. We will dig deeper the firewall rules when we'll reach this section, let's say. And what else? We should be fine then. I will go ahead and reboot it. Normal reboot. And that's it. So this is the 200 pfSense, and it was successfully rebooted. And now we can access the web UI. You can see that it is working normally now. Also, one thing that I should have done is to go to general setup and tell him to use remote DNS servers. So after we done that, we have successfully configured the 4 pfSenses in the center, and as you can see, they have access to the internet, all of them. And we can move to the next section, and the next section would be to configure the VLAN interfaces and DHCP server for IPv4 and for these devices here. See you in the next lab.